Welcome to TrekFit's lesson on counting calories and understanding serving sizes. Whether you're following a calorie-controlled plan or just trying to understand your intake, this video will give you the tools you need and guide you through basics. We're going to be talking about lower calorie foods help create a calorie deficit for weight loss. Higher calorie foods like fats provide essential nutrients but must be portioned intentionally. Carbohydrate servings must be understood clearly, especially for diabetes and obesity. Protein and fat choices influence satiety, blood sugar stability, and overall calorie intake. This is about building awareness and confidence in your eating habits. Now that you know why balance matters, let's look at the nutrients that contribute calories. This slide is about counting calories and understanding servings. It's a practical guide to balanced eating. Before we dive into calories and serving sizes, it's important to understand the basics of nutrition. If you have not watched my TrekFit video on nutrients, I encourage you to start there. It explains the difference between macronutrients and micronutrients, the two classes of nutrients your body needs every day. This video focuses on macronutrients. That's carbohydrates, proteins, and fats because they are the sources of calories. This video is for you if you are counting daily calorie intake, or you are following a meal plan with a set calorie allowance, or just want to understand serving sizes and portion control, or you're just trying to lose weight safely and effectively. A registered dietitian nutritionist can help you apply these basics to your personal calorie needs. Now let's look at the first macronutrients group, and that is carbohydrates. Now let's talk about carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are your body's main source of energy, and they come from four major food groups: starches and starchy vegetables, milk and milk products, fruit and fruit juices, and non-starchy vegetables. So let's start with starches and starchy vegetables. Starches and starchy vegetables include foods like rice, pasta, bread, potatoes, corn, peas, dried beans, lentils. One serving is usually half a cup cooked or one slice of bread. Each serving gives you about 15 grams of carbohydrates and around 80 calories. These foods are easy to overeat, especially in restaurants where portions can be 3 to 6 servings in one plate. Understanding the serving size helps you stay in control of your carb intake. Now let's look at milk and milk products. Milk and milk products are milk, yogurt, and kefir are also containing carbohydrates. One serving is 1 cup of milk or about 3/4 of a cup of yogurt. Each serving gives you around 12 to 15 grams of carbohydrates. The calories change depending on the fat content. For example, fat-free milk is about 90 calories, while low fat is around 110 calories. And whole milk is closer to 150 calories. The carbohydrate amount stays the same. The fat content is what changes the calories. Now let's move on to fruit and fruit juices. Fruit and fruit juices are natural sources of carbohydrates. One serving is one small piece of fruit, or half a cup of canned fruit, or half a cup of juice. Each serving gives you about 15 grams of carbohydrates and around 60 calories. Whole fruit is always the better choice because it contains fiber, which slows down digestion and helps control blood sugar. Juice raises blood sugar quickly because it has no fiber. Next are non-starchy vegetables, your lowest calorie but highest fiber group. Non-starchy vegetables include foods like broccoli, spinach, tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers, and those other leafy greens. These are low-calorie, high-fiber foods that help fill your plate without adding many calories. One serving is 1 cup raw or half a cup of cooked non-starchy vegetables. Each serving has about only 5 grams of carbohydrates and only around 25 calories. These foods are your best friends when you are trying to lose weight and manage blood sugar. Now that we have covered carbohydrates, let's move into protein. Let's first talk about animal sources of protein. Protein foods help repair muscles, support your immune system, and keep you full longer. Animal proteins are grouped by fat content because fat determines the calories. A serving is always 3 ounces cooked, or about the size of a deck of cards. Lean meats like poultry and fish are around 55 calories per serving, while medium fat meats like eggs, lean beef, or pork loin are around 75 calories. Then high fat meats like sausages, bacon, ribs, or marbled beef can reach up to 100 calories or more. Same serving size, very different calorie amount. Let's look at the plant-based protein. Plant proteins include beans, lentils, tofu, and tempeh, and other dried beans. A serving is half a cup of beans or lentils, or about 3 to 4 ounces of tofu. Plant proteins also contain carbohydrates, so they count toward both carbs and protein. A typical serving is around 100 calories. Plant proteins are nutritious and filling, but it is important to remember the carb content when planning your meals, especially those that are diabetics. Now let's talk about fats, the most calorie-dense macronutrient. Fats are essential for hormone production, brain health, and absorbing vitamins. But they are calorie dense, so serving size matters. One serving is 1 tablespoon of oil, or a nut butter, or a quarter of an avocado, or 1 ounce of nuts. Each serving is about 45 calories. Healthy fats include olive oil, nuts, seeds, avocado, and fatty fish. Saturated fats like butter and cheese should be limited, and trans fats should be avoided for health reasons. Portion size matters because fats are calorie dense. Now let's put everything together into a balanced plate. A balanced plate makes it easier to manage calories and meet your nutritional needs. Understanding serving sizes helps you stay within that allowance without feeling deprived. When you know how many calories there are in each food group, you can build meals that support your goals instead of working against them. Balanced meals help you stay within your calorie allowance while meeting nutritional needs. Your calorie needs depend on age, sex, activity level, health goals, and medical condition. This chart is just a simple example of how the distribution of calories should be made based on healthy intent. For example, carbohydrate allowances intended for stable energy, predictable blood sugar response for diabetes, and weight management purposes. Protein allowances are intended for satiety and blood sugar stability, muscle preservation, and healthy weight loss. And healthy fat allowances are intended for hormones and vitamins absorption and controlled intake of calorie-dense foods. So let's discuss further about why balance matters for long-term health. A balanced plate is one of the simplest ways to manage calories and support good nutrition. Half your plate should be non-starchy vegetables, a quarter lean protein, and a quarter starch or whole grain, with a small serving of healthy fat. This structure helps control blood sugar, keeps you full, and prevents overeating. It's a reliable guide whether you are at home, at work, or eating out. But calories alone don't tell the whole story. Your body needs a balance of all the food groups because each one provides essential nutrients that work together to keep you healthy. Carbohydrates, for example, give you energy, while proteins support repair, immunity, and metabolism. And fats help with hormones and vitamin absorption. Fruits and vegetables, for example, supply vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants and fiber. Dairy or fortified alternative provide calcium, vitamin D, and protein. So there is no single food group that can meet all your nutritional needs. Balance and portion awareness work together to support long-term health. So remember, a balanced plate structure should be 1/2 plate of non-starchy vegetables, 1/4 plate of lean protein, and 1/4 plate of starch or whole grain. Why balance matters? Remember, each food group provides different essential nutrients. No single food group can meet all the needs. So the formula is balance plus portion awareness equals long-term health. You have now learned how calories, serving sizes, and food groups work together to support balanced eating. When you understand what's on your plate, it becomes much easier to stay within your calorie allowance, manage your blood sugar, and build meals that support your goals. If you are ready for a personalized plan, a registered dietitian nutritionist can help tailor your calorie needs, portion sizes, and meal structure to your health goals and lifestyle. Thank you for watching this TrekFit lesson. I am proud of the work you're doing for your health, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you again for watching, and God bless as always.